What's up, guys? It's Comic Zealot, and today I thought I would do a pair of videos talking about my favorite movies that I watched and books that I read in 2017. So this is my video about the movies. If you are interested in what books I liked last year, you can go ahead and search my channel for that. But on this video, I thought I would go through my 5 movies that I really loved of the year, and then the 5 movies that I did not love of the year, like the extremes. So we'll start with the bad movies first. They do all have a theme. They're all kind of horror-ish, or supposed to be horror movies, but they just didn't do it for me for various reasons. The movie that I saw in the theater that I ranked as one of my 5 worst was The Snowman. I really wanted it to be good. The previews looked really good. It looked scary. It looked creepy. Once I saw it, my friend and I were like, that really wasn't anything like we expected. It wasn't fast-paced, it wasn't intense, it was kind of just like a thriller, if you could even call it that, and it was kind of predictable, and it just wasn't what we thought. But I do love Michael Fassbender, so I want to keep that in there. Number 2, I saw The Babadook, and from people that love horror movies, they said this was the scariest movie ever. Really freaked a lot of people out. The plot was good. I liked the fact that it was about this like creepy book, and the kid was adorable, the little kid. It just fell off at the end, and the special effects, they were bad, but they weren't bad in a haha that's so funny, they're so bad way. It was just painful. I did not like it. Number 3 was called Cradle, and it was about this couple that just moved into this really creepy, secluded woodsy area with their new baby. Apparently the mom had like really bad postpartum depression, so she like kept trying to kill the baby, and there was these creepy neighbors, and I just didn't like it. Again, it was very blah. The next bad movie was called Thirst, and it was about these troubled kids that went to some like work camp out in the desert, and they ended up encountering these weird creatures. And again, it was like the special effects were just painful. It wasn't like in an amusing way. It was just not good. And I was like, what did I just watch? The 5th bad movie was called Never Open the Door, and it was about this group of friends that were staying in this cabin, and again, very lackluster. And as you can probably guess, I spend a lot of time watching these horror movies on Prime to try to find really good ones. Very rarely do I find one that I actually like. So now we've done the bad movies. Let's go to the good movies. I saw a lot of good movies this year, and I have a lot of perfectly rated films and a lot of 4.5 stars, but because I had so many perfect ones, I had to cut a lot of really good runner-ups. These are in no particular order. These are just the 5 top for me. Number 1, SpiderMan Homecoming. Mainly because I love Iron Man, and I'm very subjective when it comes to Iron Man, so I just love the kid Tom Holland, who plays young Spider-Man now, and I loved that Tony Stark was his mentor and he designed the suit and stuff. I really liked the plot, and the action, especially on the Staten Island ferry, was super cool. Number 1, SpiderMan Homecoming. Number 2, not to get religious, but The Shack. The movie The Shack came out in May of last year. It's also a book, which I read after the movie, but if you're a Christian, it's like an awesome movie. You will love it. It's so beautiful, and it really goes into a visualization of like what God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit look like, and like what your relationship is with them. If you're a Christian, you will like this movie. If you're not, that's perfectly okay. Just don't watch this movie because you probably won't like it. Number 3, I picked Into the Forest, which wasn't a horror movie, but it was really creepy. It was like all of a sudden this family lives in the woods, and they're kind of self-sufficient, and they do have to drive into town to get certain things, but then all of a sudden they can't drive into town anymore, and it's like the world is kind of like ending, and it's like a survivalist type of movie. And Ellen Page is in it, and I think J.K. Simmons was the dad, but it's really good. I liked it. It kept my interest, and it was very unique. So number 3, Into the Forest. Number 5, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Now, I loved the first Guardians so much, and I was like, how can this one top it? I'm not sure it topped it. It's a very different movie than the first one. It's just as funny. All the characters are still great, but it's got a lot of character development in it, more than the first one, and the special effects are amazing. Like, it's all around great. I think the 2 Guardians movies are maybe the 2 best Marvel movies ever made. Don't quote me on that one, but at the moment, that's definitely how I feel. So Guardians Volume 2, number 4. And number 5, to round off my top favorite movies that I saw last year, was Coco. Coco is so adorable and beautiful. It's a Pixar movie, and it's so colorful, so cute, so heartwarming. It's a family movie. It's like a holiday kind of movie, and I absolutely adored it to death. So Coco was number 5 for my favorite movies of the year. So that's it. I had a bunch of runner-ups, but they didn't quite make the cut, like Wonder Woman, Last Jedi, but it was a good year for movies for me overall, and we'll see what I deem my favorite movies of 2018. in about a year from now. So thanks for watching. Give me comments if you agreed or disagreed with any of the movies that I chose. And thank you for liking and subscribing. And I will see you next time. Peace.